This video is brought to you in association with Funded Today. Funded Today helps you get more pledges for your Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaign with professional video and design. Links are in the video description below. Thank you. Let's get on with the show. Talk Funding Deep Dive. Today again, we're with JM from Coalatree, who are live on Kickstarter with their Baseline Midlayer, made with recycled coffee grounds. And in this deep dive, JM, I'm really fascinated about how you can produce clothes from recycled coffee ground and plastic bottles. I have to be honest, I've never really came across this before, so I'm really excited to hear about this in the deep dive. Just to help us with that journey of understanding, let's just work our way down the Kickstarter page that you're live on for the next 62 hours. So I just thought it was interesting just to go over the initial thing that you've got. Is this the 4 different main colors that you have on offer?
Yeah. So the baseline comes in copper, charcoal, gold, and green. Kind of some earth tones and some more flashy ones in there as well. And yeah, to speak a little bit about the recycled coffee grounds. This is kind of our third project that we've been able to incorporate this technology into, and we are really excited working with some specialty factories to be able to incorporate this technology into other pieces as well.
And yeah, as this diagram here says, like, I just love this, built with comfort and sustainability in mind, which sort of covers everything.
I love these diagrams because I feel like there's so many things on the Kickstarter page that's Baseline Midlayer does this and Baseline Midlayer does that. But this image really just kind of condenses it down into all of the main kind of features and selling points. Again, it's made with recycled coffee grounds and plastic bottles. It's a super, super innovative fabric. Unfortunately, it does not smell like coffee, which is a question we get quite often. It's DWR coated, so if you get caught in a light rain or anything like that, it's gonna shed moisture really well. Another thing that people don't often think about, but is equally as valuable in terms of the DWR coating, is that if you're like me and love your morning coffee or perhaps afternoon coffee or coffee at all times of the day, and you spill some on yourself, you're not going to stain the garment, which is huge. It will literally just roll right off. We'll see later in the page an example of that. No microplastic waste when washed. This is a new feature that we've been able to incorporate, again thanks to some specialty factories that we're working with, and due to really, really tightly woven fibers throughout the garment. It's antimicrobial, so the Baseline Midlayer doesn't smell. You can wear it for several days and you'll still be looking, feeling, and smelling really fresh. But if you're like me and enjoy testing and pushing kind of these garments to the limit and wear it for a couple weeks and end up having to throw it in your suitcase or whatnot and give it until the next time you are able to give it a wash. It's also packable, which is really great. As I was describing to Alan earlier, this allows it to be self-containing. And beyond that, it just allows it to pack down really, really small. Let's say you're going on a day hike and want to bring, a little bit of extra warmth. You can throw it in your backpack and it hardly takes up any space at all. It's really great for activities, moisture wicking. All of the pockets have zippers on them, so you can actually put your phone, keys, wallet, etc. inside, and they're not going to fall out. Made really, really well, has double reinforced stitching throughout the entirety of the garment, and is made with a waterless dye method, which we can dive into a little bit more, that saves thousands of gallons of water in the production process.
Wow, so even in the production process, you're really eco-minded, as your tagline of Coalatree is. Fantastic. Well done, Jan. We've sort of covered this with the no microplastic waste when washed. I love this sort of image here. The microplastics, is that like, so what is that? What, can you just go a little bit more into microplastics, please?
Yeah, totally. So basically when creating, garments out of synthetic fabrics, you typically have this pretty large issue of, these really, really small sized particles coming off in the waste stream. And that's been something that we've been working on combating for, quite some time now. And with this, mid layer, have really made strides in a positive direction when it comes to microplastic shedding, which we're super excited about. And again, hope to kind of continue this technology and implement it into our other products. But yeah, the weave is super, super tight in the mid layer itself. And so you have much less of an issue with those microplastics coming off in the wash.
Fantastic. And then again,
Yeah.
made with coffee. Maybe we could speak about how you take
Yeah,
how do you take ground coffee and make it into clothing?
totally. I think if you scroll down just a little bit, we have some diagrams on the page of essentially how it works. We have a really cool partnership with the factories that we work with, where coffee grounds are actually collected from locations such as 7-Elevens and areas, or I should say, retailers that have a lot of it on hand. So it's collected, it's brought back to the factory, the coffee's dried, oils are separated out, and then it's ground down further and further and further into really, really tiny particles. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, those coffee grounds are then combined with those plastic fibers. You'll see right up there. If you go up, sorry, just a little bit, right there.
This here.
Yeah, so then the plastic bottles, same thing. Those are collected as well. So now you have really tiny nano-sized particles, coffee grounds, and plastic bottles that are shredded into really, really tiny flakes. Those are compressed into pellet form and then extruded, as you can see in this third photo, through what you can think of essentially as an industrial-sized sieve into, again, really, really tiny fibers. And those tiny fibers can then be, again, keep in mind, this is all very, very much magnified. And so these tiny fibers can be incorporated with materials like polyester, which we use a lot of, and used to essentially create garments. So it's really cool just in terms of, repurposing these things that would normally end up in a landfill, or, even worse, plastic in the ecosystem, putting them back into the clothes that we wear, and doing it in a way where we can still make, garments that are super, super comfortable and versatile to use.
Oh, great message, JM. Well done, Coalatree, for really focusing on this. I'm learning a lot here. It really is. And then this is the other element here where you're saving water in the production process.
Yeah. So, typically the traditional dye process for products like this is very, very resource intensive. One of those resources that's quite frankly overused, just due to the fact that there's other options for cleaner technologies out there, is water. And so as opposed to using a dye method that requires a ton of water to be used, we've worked with our partners to use a waterless dye method, which, on a micro scale of like producing one unit of a particular product might not seem, like that drastic. But when you multiply that out over thousands and potentially, over the lifetime of the product, tens of thousands of units, we're able to significantly decrease the amount of wastewater. And again, not only is this clean, fresh water not being used as an input in the dye method, but it doesn't need to be disposed of. So again, it's kind of this, full circle, not using it to begin with, but then also it's not going into any waste streams or anything like that, polluted, and potentially posing a harm to, ecosystems and the environment.
Fantastic. I
Yeah.
love this wee image. The other feature you have is the antimicrobial.
Yeah, and so fitting, right? Like next to the climbing shoes, it's like you can almost. Anyways, yeah, again, that's just a really cool property of the recycled coffee grounds. Implementing those in, they're antimicrobial, so naturally bacteria fighting. And then on the inside of the garment, there's a honeycomb fabric. This allows for moisture to be wicked away from the body really, really well. It also allows for the baseline mid layer to breathe really well as well. So again, kind of perfect garment for, you know, activities. If you end up kind of heating up and sweating, the baseline is going to wick that moisture away. And, you know, when you get up to the top and have a little bit of a break, that sweat's not going to freeze and not going to be cold. So again, just kind of drawing back into the comfort. And then, as I spoke about earlier, you know, this mid layer is DWR coded. If you scroll down just a little bit, I think there's a GIF on the page. Yeah, you can see there. So again, think, you know, you're on your way to work and you're wearing this, or you're going out on a, you know, Saturday afternoon and spill things all over you. If you're wearing the mid layer, that's not going to be an issue whatsoever. And combine that with another product like our trailhead pants that are also DWR coded, and you're gonna be fine.
And then packable, yeah.
Yeah, really great for travel. Packs down super small inside of its own pocket. And as I said, ready for adventure and ready to be put to use and worn.
I love this. I love this. That GIF is yours. It just packs away, disappears. Yeah. Secure pockets, always good for whenever you're moving about and you're where's my phone? Oh, it's somewhere up the trail.
That's my classic. I'm like, oh, where is it? Oh, okay, there it is.
Oh, yeah, you need
we're all good.
The Apple where's my phone?
Yeah,
I think you really have. I mean, just go ahead.
Oh no, the last thing I was just gonna say is, you know, the baseline mid layer, along with kind of all of the products that we make, we really, again, this whole, you know, eco-minded good things, we want that to ring true throughout the entirety of the products that we make. So whether that's in the production process, whether that's in actually wearing it and being able to wear it for more days, so it doesn't smell and you don't have to wash it nearly as much and use as much water, whether that's in the actual manufacturing process in terms of putting in reinforced stitching and so on and so forth, or whether that's in our whole business model of not coming out with you know, clothes on a seasonal basis 4 times a year. Hey, you need this new thing, you need this new thing. We strive to put more research and development into the products that we launch, bring fewer products to market each year, but bring ones to market that are really going to withstand the test of time and last. And if you scroll up to that photo, I think, yeah, keep going. Right here, not your average layer. It just really gives you an idea of the comparisons between kind of what you find on the market, the standard, and you know, the value adds that Coalatree offers through this piece and a lot of.
And then again, just to finish off the deep dive, is like that's really the opportunity of these pledges, just as I say over to the right hand side, because what you're saying is really the Kickstarters have the opportunity of buying this really quality goods which are built to last and at a really, really affordable price. I mean, I think you were quoting there. Let's just look at the first pledges here. The base layer is $89, and
so yeah, actually we just opened up those early bird pledges, so you can get it right now for $68. Like I said, you know, this mid layer is going to retail for $109, and yeah, we have 62 hours left in our campaign. So if you're watching this and our campaign is still running, head on over to the page and check it out. We'd really love your support. And if you happen to miss it and our campaign ends, we'll actually be continuing crowdfunding on our website after. Check us out at coalatree.com. The mid layer will be slightly more expensive, so I'd highly recommend you back in the Kickstarter campaign now. But either way, we really appreciate your support, and thanks for taking the time to watch this.
Well, there you heard it, folks, straight from JM at Coalatree. You've got 62 hours of time of recording to go and get yourself a bargain of some really quality projects, quality goods that are eco-minded. Thank you so much, JM from Coalatree. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alan. Really appreciate you having me on.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye, my friend.